Another listed player in the rag trade released its full-year results today. Premier Investments has brands including Just Jeans, Portmans and Peter Alexander. It announced a net profit just shy of $80 million with an optimistic outlook for the year ahead. I spoke with the chairman, Solomon Lew, a short time ago. Solomon Lew, welcome to Late Line Business.
Thank you.
Your profits are off a bit from last year. Now, compared to Myer results from last week, EBIT up 15%. You've had a much tougher time. Why is this?
Well, it was a very difficult season. The first half of the year was a record half. We did exceptionally well. The second half, unfortunately, had no stimulus in the economy, and of course we had 6 successive interest rate rises, and that certainly spooked the consumer.
Well, presumably that was tough on all the companies. Was it also partly the cheaper brands in your stable, a more fickle market there?
No, our brands did exceptionally well. If you take Portmans, which is only one of 7 brands that we have, out of the equation, all the other brands were equal to 2009. So under the circumstances, with retail being very difficult and, as you've pointed out, a lot of discounting, we did exceptionally well. So it was just the Portmans group that actually had an effect on our result, and that was due to not only poor trading but also some transformational costs as we were turning the business around.
Portmans has been a huge focus for you in the last year. The management team is now 1 year in. Just how much more change has to occur before you really do see a turnaround?
Well, we're seeing a turnaround currently. We've currently opened our new spring season, and if you were to visit the stores, you'll see the traffic. The consumers are in there buying. People are actually buying the product, and we're reordering. So business has started to turn.
You spoke to us 6 months ago, and you were quite positive about interest rates. 6 months on, your outlook now is still very positive, and yet we appear to have more interest rate rises on the way. How do you feel about that?
Well, we do potentially have more interest rises on the way. I don't feel good about it. I'm not sure whether we need them. I don't agree with Glenn Stevens. I think that there are different economies here. I think that the consumer, he did spook the consumer earlier this year, and that is having some effect on business and also on earning capacity, because notwithstanding the fact that you've got unemployment at a very low rate, I would think that the hours being worked are a lot less than normal.
You've obviously been a director on the Reserve Bank board yourself. How sensitive do you think the directors are to consumer demand?
Well, I think that they are sensitive, yes, but I think that Glenn Stevens is more talking about the mining boom than the general economy. And I think that there are 2 different economies here, and I think that he has to be very, very careful in his judgment about raising interest rates. It's not very, very... I think at a point in time there may need to be a rise, but not at this point in time.
We've heard today from Paul Bloxham, the new economist for HSBC, who's fresh from the Reserve Bank. Now, he's predicting that the bank will raise official interest rates by 125 basis points by the end of next year. What sort of impact would that have on Premier?
Well, it'll have an impact on all business. The consumer, of course, those with mortgages are going to have some issues, but it's good to see that over the last period of time they've been paying down the debt, so debt is coming down, but it'll have an effect on all businesses.
Solomon Lew, you know socks and frocks better than almost anyone in Australia. If you were looking to play either Myer or David Jones for the medium term, which one would you choose and why?
Well, I think they're both different businesses. You know, you've got David Jones at the higher end and you've got Myer at the medium to lower end. And I think that they're both very, very good operators. They're both good businesses. I think that they're at the different end of the spectrum. So, you know, it just depends where you'd like to invest your money.
All right. Well, Solomon Lew, thank you very much for talking to Late Line Business.
Good.